Thank you.
Uh-huh.
You are live on the internet. Oh my gosh.
Oh, hello, internet.
Did you pour me a cocktail?
No, it's a beer. The beer that he said we didn't have last week that we're gonna have this
the
week.
one that's been sitting here on my desk all week.
Yeah, it's
that I've been
fine.
wanting to open and didn't.
Yeah, it's fine at room temp.
It's a barrel-aged stout. It should be
No,
actually
I get it.
better
That's why I
at
said
room
I've been
temp.
wanting to open it all week.
Oh, yeah.
It's been sitting here on my desk.
I've started looking for Goose Islands too, and I haven't seen anything either. I'll keep looking. Just every store I'll go into, I'll see if they have them. And,
Yep.
and look
If they
for
have any older ones, yeah.
them. I'll do that
It's
every
going to
time.
be sad if we miss out this year, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
It was a fun thing to do, though. I did enjoy doing it.
Oh, Sam, pull up your phone real quick. Go to Whiskey Advocate, see what got announced today.
Ooh, live and...
Yeah. So it should have been
On the
10/9/8 today, 7/6/5 tomorrow, 4/3/2 on Wednesday, number 1 on Thursday, and then the other 10 on Friday.
All right, ready?
Yep.
okay.
Whiskey Advocates Top 20 Whiskeys of 2023. This is number 10, number 9, and number 8, as Sam said. Glendronach Cash Strength Batch 12, number 10. Glendronach is one of our brands as a
but
company.
finding that batch will probably be fucking impossible.
difficult. Yep. Bardstown Bourbon Company Collaborative Series Foursquare Rum Finished.
I've seen that one. That's out there. We can get that.
Glenmorangie, A Tale of the Forest. I think I saw that the other
Can
day.
you hand me the bottle you're drinking tonight, Sam?
Yep.
Yes.
I think I saw that the other day. That is number 8.
I guess
Very
I could have
good.
done for either one of you.
The Bardstown one, have your eyes peeled immediately because that's one that'll disappear quickly.
Yep. I'll
And
check
it's
at Mount Airy tomorrow.
Perfect. Very good.
And then I got to explain to my wife why we're broke.
Yeah. Well, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. That's this every year. We drop a ton of cash. Which, by the way, Jim's already reached out about the bottles. I just haven't reached back out to him, but I'm gonna. Most of what he wants was either drank and is gone, or there's very little left. So I'm gonna send him 2 bottles
Okay.
for his winners.
Awesome.
Very good.
Sounds good. Why wasn't he here? Does he not live here?
He lives in Ohio.
Oh, he doesn't live here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he lives in Ohio.
I think it's over here, Sweet Cheeks.
It's just very fuzzy.
That's a good name for her. Sweet
that better?
Cheeks.
A little bit. We got to talk about the camera situation.
We're working on that. So, all right.
It's a little bit better.
Are we ready to do a show, kids?
I am ready to do a show.
I mean, I'm ready to do a show. Hold on, I got to connect my phone to the board.
That might help.
Although Pat's not calling in tonight, is he?
No, I don't think he is. He did send an email though.
Okay.
Just start that shit.
Dude, I had an exceptionally long weekend with events every night and getting to bed at 2 a.m. every fucking night.
Oh, sorry. I thought you guys said you're ready to go.
I'm fucking talking. You want to know why I'm a fucking tyrant? It's because you do bullshit like that. Mel, look me in the eye. Look me in. I need you seriously right now. Look me in the eyes.
Hold on.
Options.
You pass me a pen. Yeah, that'll
I-
make this go off the
I
rails
got you
quick.
stuck.
Thank
I'll
you.
give you one that's not all chewed up.
Wait, hold on. I got.
Oh my God, that thing's barely recognizable.
I might have a chewing pen problem.
You have lots of problems. You have a lot going on over
I have
there.
a lot going on over here. You
All right.
ready? Now you are.
Welcome, everyone. My name's Brett Foote from Wisconsin, the North American Clarets Burnley supporter. You just got beat by company's big, bald head. You're now listening to the DU Football Show.
It's going to be the last thing Mr. Heckenbottom knows
Oh my
is being
God.
beaten by company's big bald head.
Goddamn right.
Oh,
What a fucking.
Welcome to the Premier League.
Oh shit, they scored.
Yeah. Oh shit, they scored again. McBurney got a red. Oh shit, they scored again. Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Graham. Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the DU Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, a Rodney Dangerfield in his own house. He can't get no respect.
No respect.
My co-host, Mr. Samuel Graham. How are you, sir?
Doing very well, thank you very much, even though I'm constantly emasculated and belittled by my family of 4 women.
Well, that's how it's going to work for you. Just get fucking used to that one. And honestly, knowing things you used to do to women as a younger man, it's what you fucking deserve.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Graham, it's what you fucking deserve. And of course, as always, on the ones and twos, realizing there's options to be weighed is our Producer Mel. How you doing?
Be careful, or I'll go rogue.
Going rogue. She's gonna disappear with a weed pen for 10 minutes. Woo! We're recording at the DU Football Show, DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out on wherever you get podcasts, and of course streaming live every single Monday night on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Right? That's where. Yeah, very good. Nice. She's.
We can't do it on TikTok until we have 1,000 followers.
All right. Hey, everybody, all of you, you're on that now. Go follow us on TikTok. Get that done. And, of course, you can follow us on all the socials as well. And should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can
Absolutely.
get in touch.
It is at DU Football Show on all the social medias and dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email.
And that includes the aforementioned TikTok, where we get Sam's daughter to help out and make videos. She made one with her and has done fuck all since.
Yeah.
Doesn't get you to do any videos at all.
Nope.
I do halftime check-ins all the time.
Yep.
I do them when I'm in other fucking bars. In other fucking cities.
Uh-huh. Must be nice to not have
when I'm doing
kids.
work.
Must be nice to not have kids and only have to worry about yourself.
I weighed those options and I chose wisely, unlike you.
Yeah.
Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirit. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we've got to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Mr. Graham, what are we sipping on today?
A very good bottle of whiskey we have today. It is no longer a unicorn, but it is a very rare horse.
Yeah, it's hard to find. Yeah,
It's hard to find, but it is available for the most part. We've got a single barrel from one of my accounts of Eagle Rare 10-year-old. One of the old Sazerac products. It is effing delicious. This one was picked by Allview, actually, before I was their sales rep.
Oh, very good.
So, but I got paid on it. Hey, because the company switched distributors before they received the product. So it went on our invoices and in my cash.
Very good.
Yep. Always a good thing. 10 years old, still 90 proof, though. They do proof down their single barrels unless you specifically get an E.H. Taylor or Weller full proof. Then they do definitely proof those down still. It is, in my opinion, besides E.H. Taylor, Eagle Rare is my favorite of the somewhat readily available Sazerac stuff.
Yeah, it's very good.
Buffalo Trace is too sweet.
Yeah.
I don't particularly care for it. It's a little hot on the back end. Doesn't have as much age or enough age to it, in my opinion. The BTAC stuff is I've never had. You have William. You've had William LaRue Weller before.
Yes, I have.
Haven't had any of the Buffalo Trace Antique collection, so I don't have anything to compare it to. But of these standard allocated items, it's got to be E.H. Taylor Small Batch or Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
And this is just different enough that you could tell it's a single barrel. We always prefer single barrels to be barrel proof because it shows the full character of the barrel, obviously not being proofed down, but having tasted through samples of these before and having acquired bottles from various barrels that my stores have received over the years, there are nuances between each one that are very, very good.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's good old school classic bourbon. It's big sweet. You definitely get that it's a rye mash bill. It's got a little bit of backbone, a little bit of spice to it. It does have it does have some bite, as far as heat bite. In fact, I would say my when I try it, I think, oh, this could be over 100.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's what is it? Barrel proof 90.
It's 90. Yeah, they proof it down to 90, but it's very, very good. You're looking probably no less than $70 on the shelf for this. Most stores that get a barrel don't gouge people on the price. Regular, if you were just to find regular in a lot of stores, you'd be paying $120, $130 because they don't get bottles very often, and when they do, they try to make their money on them.
Yep.
So it would make you sick to know what the wholesale cost is. I know it did me when I saw it.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah.
But $70, for $70, it'd be a decent little bourbon.
Yeah, agree. Very, very
If
much
you can
agree.
get your hands on one.
All
If you're
right.
lucky enough to live in Ohio or Texas, you see this shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just regularly stocked.
Ready? What else we gotta do?
Always remember to drink responsibly, ladies and gents. Ooh.
Those are all good little clunks. I like that.
It was.
Well,
It's like perfect holiday. I thought we were going to break out into one of the holiday songs.
Carol the Bells or something.
Yeah. Something.
I hear you. I think we got different tone, you know.
Yeah.
And the problem is Mel can't sing, so we're okay. We open with some crazy high-scoring matches from top clubs that were just plain fucking insane. Liverpool 4, Fulham 3, Man City 3, Tottenham 3. Fulham flat out took it to Liverpool at Anfield. They had themselves a game, man.
Yeah. The only thing I would worry about here is I know it's a beat the dead horse. Fulham don't score many goals.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do this, especially away from home, you need to hold on to the result.
Yeah, get a point.
Because now it feels like they just wasted 3 goals of a very limited quantity that they have for the season. Right. That's the concern for me. But it was a very entertaining game. There was some kind of ugly bits of play, though.
Yeah. Well, what was funny is all 4 of Liverpool's goals, like, crackers, like real legit, just holy shit crackers.
I mean, Alexis McAllister's probably the goal of the weekend for me. I mean, that was fucking brilliant.
And the 3 from Fulham were just flat out fuck ups from Liverpool. We were just like, really, you let that one happen?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't cut in front of a man that was coming to the near post? Like, come on. Like,
It was pretty pitiful. Bobby De Cordova-Reid, though, one of the smallest men on the pitch, towering header.
yeah, how? That's where we talk about, like,
Well,
how do
because
you
he
let
was
that
also
happen?
the person he was going against just happened to be the same size as him in Simicast. It was very lucky that.
It's just, come on.
Virgil van Dijk was as tall as he was, and BDCR was probably as tall as Van Dijk at the highest point of his jump.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
too funny.
But McAllister's goal was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
The free kick, it's a shame that it has to go as a Leno own goal.
Yeah.
But the free kick was dope.
Alexander-Arnold is starting to find that form again. He's starting to do what he did before, which is crack those outside shots, be a great set piece specialist. It's fortunately he hasn't been exposed too much on a defensive side. Also, I feel like Klopp now has options. When it gets later into a match, he doesn't have to keep them out there if it gets close.
Smell sound familiar.
And that wasn't even
He
meant.
really likes that phrase tonight.
No, I did. That one just rolled out the tongue there. The other ones were very intentional and pointed.
Of course, yeah. But this does remind me, though, of the week you had put a bow on it and on the mind for some reason.
Yeah, put a bow on it, and he just went with it like crazy.
Yeah, everything's going to be options.
No.
Dribbling down the field, there were options. He tried to score. He had options.
There's a lot of options for show titles so far.
Let's keep it rolling, kids. Settle down. I have had an exceptionally long weekend, and I have to get in a car and drive to fucking State College, Pennsylvania tomorrow. Okay?
Nice.
So, long. Just shut up.
No, it was this was a fun game. Endo had a great strike for his I think first league goal, right?
Yeah.
I think he scored in the League Cup for Liverpool, but hasn't scored
Yes.
for them in the league yet.
Yes.
That was another great strike. Good kind of awareness and composure by Salah. It was actually a poor touch when Captain Chaos headed it down to him from the long ball. But he regathered well and then teed up Endo excellently. That was fantastic.
It was kind of interesting because Corvery gets the goal, and then that was about the 80th-minute mark, and then to when they finally scored their goal, that first like little 3-4 minute spell, you're like, Liverpool might not be able to do this. Like,
well, I got very nervous,
and then it was suddenly 1-2, boom, like back to back, right in the back of the.
I got very nervous that Fulham scored that third goal too early.
Yeah,
because there was still 10 minutes plus stoppage time, and it's like, and it didn't appear as though, watching the highlight package at least, especially, it did not appear that they changed the way they played, and they should have became more compact and tried to hold on to that.
Yeah.
because at worst you then walk out of there with a draw. But they continued to try to play, and that played right into Liverpool's hands.
Oh, yeah.
And then you add in somebody like Darwin Nunez and fucking Captain Chaos. Like I said, I mean, the guy's insane.
Mm-hmm.
He had the chance that he carooned off the crossbar.
And then he had the other
other chance that was a sitter.
away.
Yeah, from a Salah header.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. But then he very unorthodoxly kept the ball alive for Trent Alexander-Arnold's goal. Nobody else on the team would have thought to do that. Nobody else in the league would have thought to keep the ball alive in that manner.
Yeah.
But
Just
he
crazy.
did. Yeah, it's just the guy's all over the place.
Yeah.
Why did he braid his hair like that?
I don't know.
Old Pippi Longstocking French braids.
Captain Chaos.
What's that about?
Captain Chaos.
Does
He'll
he just walk into the hairdresser and go, just fucking do whatever, man?
It probably
Surprise
is the
me.
case. Yeah, probably is the case.
Fucking surprise me.
Yeah.
Puts a blindfold on so he can't see anything.
Let's see what we come up with. Does he have kids? Like maybe he has like a daughter, and the daughter was like, "Do it like that, Dad." I don't know. Like that would be the only logical
He can't
reason.
possibly have kids.
He's too young.
No, he just misses all the time. They'd be trying to get pregnant, and she'd have to swallow a lot, I'd assume.
City and Tottenham was just absolutely fucking crazy. And I got to tell you, that second goal from Son was just perfectly placed. He got right in between the lanes and just slotted it right up in
With his thigh.
Oh, wait, it was the wrong goal.
I mean, in the first half, Son was the man of the match for both teams.
Yeah, exactly.
It was absolutely brilliant. But no, Tottenham stuck to their guns in this one. Postecoglou said it before the game. We're going to play the way we play. You know, we're going to keep playing the high line. We're going to keep trying. And, we're not going to change our identity despite the injuries and despite who we're playing against. And they did exactly that.
And in his presser, he also admitted after the match, he was like, the City had a lot of chances in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
And they could have easily been ahead. And that was a game where we probably
It should have been like 4-1 at halftime.
Oh, my God, yes. There were so many.
But City were uncharacteristically bad in front of goal.
Holland just missing easy ones.
Oh, yeah, and Vicario did come up with a save or two.
Yeah,
I mean, that still did happen. He played very well.
Yeah.
But Son, I mean, the second one is just ridiculous. He's got to play the ball, which is annoying, but don't do that.
Yeah. Here's the thing. City give away a lead twice in a match. Again, this is because they also did this against
They're
Chelsea.
conceding a ton of goals.
They are giving up a lot of
For
goals.
them, yeah.
Is this something the people need to be worried about? Because this is very uncharacteristic of a Pep side.
Oh, yeah, and that's why my fantasy team is fucked, because I have Ederson in goal and 2 Manchester City defenders.
Yeah, it just not.
Because they traditionally don't.
Right.
And that's how I got over the line in a lot of games last season.
Yeah,
Was their clean sheets.
Get that 18 points off of 3 people.
Damn right.
Yeah.
That's not happening this year.
Nope.
But no, there it definitely is a problem. There's something going on there. It's not great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jack Grealish, and I think partly why he lost his place, we said this last week, is he's been kind of on record as saying, like, we won the treble last year, so it's been kind of difficult to get up for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we already won everything. It's one of those things. What do they? I don't remember what it's called. Like champion syndrome or something.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Olympic athletes especially have it.
Yeah.
Where they train their entire life for one purpose and one purpose only. They win that gold medal and then they wake up depressed. Like, fuck, what now?
Yeah, what do I do now?
Like, what do I do now? I did it.
Yeah.
My whole life has been for this one moment, and now it's done.
Oh, good. So now you come back to Villa.
You talk to him.
Yeah. No, that was put out there as a rumor. He had squashed it pretty quickly, though. He had said he would not go back to Villa.
Right.
I mean, he is eventually.
It won't be now, though.
We don't want him back yet.
And also, City would not want to loan him to you right now because
You're challenging.
And Pep also always wants depth.
No.
Yeah.
We've got a good thing going, and Tuesday will be fun.
Hinted at it now in the midweek at Villa Park.
Or Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday. Fucking City's gonna have a game on their hands.
Yeah.
Fucking Villa's going to be ready for them.
Yeah.
Villa will get them if they keep doing this shit. Villa will get them.
Shambongs on Thursday show.
Shambongs, sure.
Shambongs on Thursday.
Very good.
Real quick though, The referee, did you see this?
I'm getting ready to
Is
get to
that what
right
you're doing?
now.
Okay, I thought you
Yeah.
were moving on.
No, it's
I was about to. You cannot let that go. This fucking tool bag.
advantage should have been played.
What is he doing?
Like he points to advantage. The advantage happens. Like the very clear, this is why you play advantage, and then he blows the whistle.
Did you see Holland's face?
Yes, I've seen Holland's face. It's been superimposed on me and you
And me,
already.
yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the referee doing?
Mm-hmm.
So
horrible. Horrible.
I heard somebody today look up, actually on IFAB, look up the law about advantage, the rule. And it says that the referee is supposed to take 4 things into consideration.
Okay.
One is the severity of the foul. So, i.e., if they're going to give him a red card, if the player is seriously injured, blah, 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 blah. The severity of the infringement is to be taken into account first and foremost. Secondly, is there an advantage?
Yeah.
Just anyway, right?
Right.
Third, the proximity of defenders to said advantage. So the ball can fall to you, but if you're ass tight to me, is that really an advantage?
It's not an advantage.
Right. Lastly, the atmosphere of the game,
How is
which
that?
means nothing and
Right.
everything at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's a get out of jail free card. The referee can do what the fuck he wants. And that
the
needs to be scrapped.
atmosphere of the game.
That is in
That's
the
like,
written into the actual law
I
of
win. My move.
being allowed to play advantage.
And then by those laws, why wasn't a yellow card handed on that foul then? Because then no yellow card came out.
Right. It should have been a card.
I mean, just what
The
the
whole
fuck?
thing was handled very poorly.
Yeah. You know, Grealish still has to put the ball in the back of the net and everything, but he's away.
Oh, yeah. I don't
He's-
think the defender would have called him either.
He's a good 2 steps ahead of the
Oh, yeah.
defender. Ball on his
And
foot.
he's not slow.
Dead center of the pitch going right at goal, which is the worst for a keeper. At least if you're coming from a side, a keeper can cut down an angle. When they're coming dead on, all you can do is try to get as wide as you can and hope they don't pick the corner that you're not going to. That's all you can do.
It's just piss poor. That's worse than some of these VAR decisions that we talk about. That's worse than having no camera angle to look at Newcastle for us. That's worse. That is fucking piss poor.
Yeah.
The advantage rule has been in the game since day fucking 1.
And,
That is piss poor.
and you as a ref held out the arm signifying advantage. You then don't blow the fucking whistle.
It's so fucked.
If I could
would be incensed.
I'd be okay with him blowing the whistle if he didn't do
Yeah.
the arms. He literally pointed the arms forward to say, you have advantage.
Well, somebody else had to take a touch to pass that ball, too. So even if he blew quickly, who knows if that pass actually happens?
Right. Just,
It's so piss poor.
yeah.
And
Horrible.
it's
Horrible.
absolutely pitiful.
Absolutely horrible.
And I couldn't, when I saw it, I could not believe it. I'm watching like, how did you blow that fucking whistle?
Yeah.
Especially for a player that needs that confidence, that hasn't been free scoring, as he was in the middle of last season, for instance. He did get the one of the equalizers. But I'm sorry, one of the go-ahead
The
goals.
go ahead. Yep. He got number 3.
But yeah, but then to be clean in stoppage time or just before stoppage time like that to potentially grab the winner and the referee blows up, it's just absurd.
Yeah.
The referee should be fined, in my opinion.
I would agree.
You've done a piss poor job there. You've got to pay a fine.
If
Like,
you're
that's
going to
terrible.
fine a coach for talking about it or suspend a player for losing
Mouthing
their,
off, yep.
then he needs to have some
There needs to be
kind
some
of
sort of punishment.
and the punishment can't just be, oh, we're not going to have him ref next week.
Right, go ref in the championship next week. You've been demoted. Like, fuck you, man.
Because they're
That's-
back a week later. They're back a
and
week
it's
later.
not doing anything.
No, it does
The,
nothing.
the standard is not improving.
Yeah.
Is it?
Hey, you know what? You fucked up that badly. You don't get a paycheck this match.
Yep.
There's a fucking
Something.
idea.
Yeah.
That would make them maybe think about the calls they're fucking making on
So
the
I'm
field.
saying, but they're taking the players and fining them for everything. The coaches, like you say, they're asked the questions by the media. What are they supposed to do? Just stare down the camera and not say a word?
Right. Yep.
And they're asking him these questions immediately after the game, which is an emotional roller coaster for managers typically. And there's still adrenaline flowing through them veins.
Would you say it's a disgrace?
That's an absolute disgrace. It's embarrassing. You fucking walked me into that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Prick.
Walked you right into that one. Hey, that's why I drive the bus. Couple of teams at the bottom of the table get big wins in very different scoreline styles. Burnley 5, Sheffield 0, Everton 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Clarets finally score goals and are ruthless. And they finally look like the team that we saw last season in the championship.
Yeah, I mean, it was Sheffield United are just so bad. They're just so bad. We've said it time and time again. They are piss poor. Half of them don't look like they give a shit. The other half aren't good enough that their shits to give don't matter. If that makes sense. And then it doesn't help that you let Jay Rodriguez with his walker score a diving header, which I still contend he probably just tripped because he's old. And after 16 fucking seconds. 16 seconds, it allows you to leak. That's so stupid.
And
they're so bad. If I was the owner of Sheffield United, I'd have fired Heckenbottom at halftime.
Yeah. Well, you should have fired him fucking a month ago.
And I'd have punched Ollie McBurney in the fucking face.
How? Okay. So,
dingus.
Other than saying the reason is because he's Scottish, because that seems to be the only justifiable reason.
He was born in Leeds, though, to Scottish parents. Yeah.
How do you get a yellow card for throwing an elbow into the head, right? Like not the my arms are up here and I happen to clip you. It was, I see you there. How's my fucking elbow taste? Like boom, right in the fucking kisser.
Yeah.
To then
Pow, right in the kisser. Pow, right in the kisser.
To turn around and fucking do it again.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know why? It's because he's Scottish.
It's because he's Scottish.
As William Wallace once says. Don't back down.
Yeah.
Double down.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, there's a big trend this season that for whatever reason, I've noticed it at least this season, that if somebody gets a yellow card for a hard foul, within the next 4 or 5 minutes, and I don't know if it's because they don't think the referee is going to give them a card for the same thing that quickly, but it's like they do it again.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm going to do what I just did more.
Right.
And see if you're actually going to take a stand on it. But that's a fucking dangerous game to play.
Throw it back to our days when we played indoor, right? You would have somebody would get a really, like the team we'd play against would get a really hard yellow, and then that person would continue to hack the rest of the game. You'd be like, is there going to ever be a second yellow? No.
Right.
No, there wouldn't be. It's like goalkeepers who get called for time wasting, if it's in the first half, they will never get that second one. But it'll never come.
It is such a dangerous game to play. But like I said, it's Scottish, right?
Right.
Don't back down. Double down.
So
do it.
It was Chris Wilder, then it was Heckenbottom when they went down, and it was Heckenbottom all through all this, and now it's back to Chris Wilder again.
Yeah, because nobody else wants to manage there.
Is it going to change anything?
No. What I want, it may galvanize a few players because there's still a few people there that were there when they didn't want him to leave in the first place. But I think there's only one option, and I don't know why nobody's talking about it.
Okay.
The old Warlock back in.
Of course.
Get Neil Warnock back in and have some fucking fun at least. If you're going to be here, at least have some fun.
I think we're all convinced Sheffield's 20 with a bullet, right? They're the worst. They are hands down the worst.
Unless the Independent Regulatory Commission deems your appeal frivolous and finds you more points.
Right.
And you still may finish above Sheffield United.
You probably still would. Yes, probably still would.
I think that's the only thing I could see, honestly. I don't see him getting another win for the rest of the season.
No.
It's so piss poor. But we should, comment on Burnley. Burnley were very good. They still had to do the job.
They look great.
And it was 2-0 up before
the red card
Ollie
came.
McBurney did his Scottish business.
And we've seen them
Sounds like
multiple
like a Glaswegian shit.
Yeah.
That's what we should call it.
The
When a
Scottish
Scotsman
business.
fucks up, right? It's the Scottish business.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, he did the old Glaswegian dookie.
See, that's a much better show title than
Options.
Than options. The glass.
The Glaswegian shit.
No, not the. We can't call it the glass.
Oh, that's true.
shit.
The Glaswegian dookie.
No, we can't call it that.
Damn it.
It's the Scottish thing you had said before.
All
that.
right.
Scottish something. I don't know.
Well, at least there's options there.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
But no, Jacob Brun-Larsen with his first goal for the club on his full debut was, I think, full debut. I think he's only been a sub before. Anyway, doesn't matter. Definitely first goal. Fantastic. The take. What is West Fotheringham doing? Why isn't he coming off his line? What is the defense doing? The two players in the middle of the field completely switched off, the two center backs, and what kept him on side. The fullback did what he was supposed to do and stepped up and put him off.
Yeah.
Right? But the two central defenders were just lackadaisical, just on their heels and didn't get out.
Yep.
It's like, what are you doing here?
This is the style of play that, like I said, we saw last year from Burnley, and it's what fairly to our good friend Brett gave him hope going into this year, that this was a fast action, very aggressive offense with a lot of movement, right? Very much a Pep light or a younger Pep version of what they are.
Right.
And it worked. You finally got to see it work and work well. And now, granted, it's against the worst fucking team in the league. Now they just need to do that. Keep doing that.
But they also need to have a plan B.
Yeah.
Is the key.
We've said that already, of course.
And lastly, for me at least, with Fotheringham, for I can't remember the guy's name. Colioso, it was his. What is that goalkeeper doing? Was that drop of the shoulder and the eyes that convincing that you let in a near post from 14 yards out?
Yeah. How?
That is piss poor. Next week, I would play the U16 goalkeeper. If we're going to lose anyway, I'm at least going to prove a point.
Yeah.
And you should not be getting beat like that. That is absolutely fucking terrible.
We've talked about it before. You show the near post as a goalkeeper for a reason, because you want him to shoot there because you know you're going to save it.
Exactly. It's
if
so
you
bad.
Don't save it, it is on nobody else. It doesn't matter how open they were. It doesn't matter what the string of play was. If they beat you on the near post, that is 100% on you.
And they almost drew City. Like, they had a performance that they had a platform to build from.
Yeah.
And then they come out here and do this.
Yeah.
Literally just lay a big old shit in the middle of the living room. It's so stupid.
It was terrible.
It's like, what are you doing? And then Brownhill, obviously, with an absolute thunderbolt. That almost ripped the net off the goalpost.
Yep.
And that place, you could tell the atmosphere was decent, but it wasn't anything to write home about at the start. And then it just built and built and built with every goal that went in. It was like more and more weight off their shoulders. And then when their captain thumped that ball in from all the 20 yards, the roof came off that place. It was fantastic.
And
it really was.
With that happened just before Everton played. And you brought up a good point that, this then puts a lot of pressure on Everton.
It did, absolutely. If nothing else, the goal difference. I mean, Everton aren't a club that score a huge amount of goals either.
Right. And they got a great goal difference over all those other clubs, but it could change very quickly if you lost 3-0 again.
Absolutely. I mean, that'd be an 8-goal swing. Like that, you're coming very close here, you know?
Agreed.
But it was, I thought, a perfect performance from Everton.
Yeah.
They had the better of the play, in my opinion. They had the chances. Pickford stepped up when he needed to. And it just, you worried when I was surprised Dominic Calvert-Lewin wasn't in the team. I hadn't heard much about.
Picked up a slight knock, and they're just being precautionary. And honestly, when you've got somebody like Beto, who still needs to bed in and didn't have a particularly great game, it is a like-for-like person.
Yeah.
You are putting in a player that plays exactly how Dominic Calvert-Lewin plays. He might not play as well as Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but at least you have that. Where our team before would be, we had Dom, and then we had Neil Lespe, who they're just not the same player. And then you're expecting him to do
what Dom does.
Right. Or then you put Damari Gray up there and expect Damari Gray to do it. And it's like, you can't do that. That's not, like, you need to have, and even for the kid, Trimidi, that we have, the Portuguese kid, he is exactly like Beto and Dom.
Right.
The striker, it's always the same style of player. The level of quality may not be there or experience may not be there, but it's the same fucking style of player. And that's made all the difference for Everton.
Well, that's probably true. What I would worry about, I mean, you're playing mostly backs against the wall anyway.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd worry about is nobody's bringing anything different.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, so like Jesus and Nketiah, for instance, and I bring up Arsenal because it's the best example I know. They play very differently. Jesus wants to run those channels and drift around, and he's not a point man. Eddie is very much a point man. He wants to be in the middle of the field.
Fair enough.
He's not going to run those channels. So if something's not working, hey, let's change up. Let's do this. Now, Everton, I don't know, have that capability necessarily with the people behind.
I say they have that on the wings with Harrison McNeil, and then like Danjuma is more of a control the ball, run through the lanes kind of guy. I think midfield wise, there's
but it's a very dice thing to do. Is big guy in the middle, let's cross him the ball.
Yeah.
You know,
but it's not even that. It's let's get the ball up to him and he can play ball back to goal and get the ball out to the wingers as well. Also helps quite a bit.
Which is almost exactly what happened when the ball fell to McNeil rather kindly and sat up for him well. But what a hit that was. I mean, he leathered that ball too.
Ripped that. Absolutely ripped that shot. And like you said, the better chances were definitely in Everton's favor. And for Everton now, four on the road. They're going into tough buildings and getting results, man. Yeah, like you talked about last week, Brentford has only lost 3 at home since coming up, and that was to fucking you twice and us.
Yep.
You know, and then getting this one and going to Palace and beating Palace there. Like, it's getting good wins on the road. Now we just need those, you know, it's still what haunts us ultimately are those first 2 losses of the season. Losing, for 2 of the first 3, because the Villa match was just horrible, and that's what it was. But that
Villa also are a good team. You wouldn't have necessarily earmarked that and thought, I mean, the best you probably could have hoped for was a point.
It's the 1-0 loss at home to Wolves. It's the 1-0 loss at home to Fulham. Those are the 2 that like.
And
just
Wolves had a vendetta because of what happened with Manchester United.
Yeah.
On the opening day of the season, you know what I mean? So you were walking into a bit of a shit situation there anyway.
Yeah, and that's really about it, you know. So, but that was Everton. Just get a win. Don't worry about what's going on around you. Just win, because you're ultimately better than 4 of the teams that are around you. So just win. Just do what you need to do.
The biggest thing, it didn't matter how it came, but you broke your duck. You've started to claw those points back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got a 10-point deduction, fine, you know, whatever. Most people that I listen to, at least, are anticipating that to be lowered.
5 or 6
on
is
the
what
appeal.
I'm hearing. Is
so
5
you
or
could
6.
be getting 4 points back.
Yeah.
Which I think is bullshit, personally. Not because you don't deserve it. I think this entire system is farcical, and a points deduction should not happen midseason unless you are actively caught cheating, like bribing officials.
Right. Yeah.
You
it should be.
You should be this admin should be taken in the summer, and the appeal process should be done before the new season starts.
Yep. And
so
you
everybody knows where they stand.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Players are human beings, yeah? And if Luton feel, oh shit, look, we're out of the relegation zone now, we're clear, we can ease off for a game. But if you were breathing down their neck or you were still ahead of them, they may behave differently.
Oh, if it goes from 10 to 6, we're now in front of them.
Right.
We're in front of them.
That's what I'm saying. It's absolutely absurd that this is happening mid-season.
Yeah.
It's not y'all's fault, obviously.
It's not fair to Everton. It's not fair to the other clubs.
Absolutely.
It's not fair to anybody.
You could get somebody, you know, in that dressing room that's borderline depressed. That may have just sent them over the edge. I'm being dead serious.
Yeah, okay.
And it affects their performances.
Yeah.
You know? It's so stupid this is happening right now.
Yep.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
And,
but the important bit is you broke the duck, you got over the line here, and you started clawing them points back.
Yep. And we've filed the appeal. So now I'm sure they will move in a timely, efficient manner, because, the appeal process is important. You know they won't. You know they won't.
Eh.
Rounding out the rest of the league, and so that happened. Arsenal 2, Wolverhampton 1, Brentford 3, Luton 1, Newcastle 1, Man U 0, Bournemouth 2, Aston Villa 2, West Ham 1, Palace 1, Chelsea 3, Brighton 2. Arsenal come out swinging, go up really, really quickly, and then it felt like you guys took the foot off the gas.
Yeah, we did, again, which is annoying.
Yeah.
We actually controlled a lot more of the game before we took the foot off the gas than we did the previous 2 times.
Yeah.
But we still did take the foot off the gas, and that's annoying. We should have had probably 2 more goals, I'd say.
I would say that needs to be a 3-4 comfortable win.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be they get an opportunity to make it interesting.
Exactly. And that's the part that really annoyed me because we were on top and we were playing some slick fucking stuff. That ball,
looked great.
Ball from Odegaard to Saka for his goal was brilliant. He sorted his feet out wonderfully well. And then the one-touch football between the 2 ex-City boys in Zinchenko and Jesus, and the cutback from Zinchenko, while not perfect, was low enough of a bouncer that Odegaard could still control it, and his technique is just brilliant anyway. Yeah. But that one-touch football, that was, I mean, they had Wolves at 6s and 7s. They were chasing shadows.
Yeah.
There was nobody even there. Ball comes out to Martinelli, gets played back to Jesus to Zinchenko, Zinchenko back to Odegaard, bang, it's in the back of the net. And they're just standing around looking at each other like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. I mean, when Jesus and Zinchenko go off and celebrate on their own doing the too hot to handle, finger snaps.
Yep.
And then Odegaard's like, come celebrate with me. They're like, nah, those passes were dope. You had the easiest part of this.
Yeah, all you had to do just put it away. Yeah. I got to say, a key thing to really look at for Wolves, and you have to credit what this team is now versus what they've been over the last couple of seasons from Nuno and then, to Lopetegui and everything. This team does not fucking give up. This team's got a shit ton of fight. They are going to stick around.
I actually really like Cunha as a player.
Yeah.
He never stops running. The industry on that man is very intense. And when Neto comes back, hopefully within the season, they're going to be a bit of a force there towards the end.
The biggest thing, and I think why the goals happened so quickly, is obviously they didn't have their starting midfield, and they looked a little lost.
Big time.
But those players grew into the game.
Oh, they absolutely
grew into the game, and that's.
But yeah, they were almost a little starstruck at the beginning. It seemed they were paying us way too much respect.
Yeah, and like I said, you really have to hand it to Wolves in this regard. Now, obviously, you need to get points, right?
Yeah.
But this is an industrious team that will fucking work their ass off. And you think about the northern part of the country, right? Just outside of Birmingham or Liverpool or Manchester, what these fucking cities care about, obviously, other than Checkbook FC, they want industry. They want you to fucking hustle.
Yeah.
They want you to play for the fucking badge. And most of those clubs will appreciate a really fucking great tackle almost as much, if not more, than a spectacular goal.
Absolutely.
And it's there's going to be tough spells for them, and I think they're ultimately safe and somewhere to the upper part of the bottom half of the table. And I think a lot of it comes to the fact that they just play relentlessly. Yeah. They don't slow down. They don't let themselves get beat.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, any team that I've ever coached, the children, I say the same thing. Like, pay attention in training. Let's do the job I'm asking you to do. Let's do the drills. Let's do this. If you don't, we run. Yeah. Because we're going to be good at one or two things, right? Mm-hmm. One of two things. We're either going to be the most technically gifted side there, and we're going to beat them with style and panache.
Or we're going to be able to outrun them.
Yeah. But either way, we're going to win. It's just how you'd rather do it.
Right.
And it's a lot more fun to play with the fucking ball. So listen.
Yeah, than it is to run. Running sucks.
Oh, yeah. I've made teams I've coached put the balls in the ball bag during practice. We're not touching those again.
When I was coaching the team for Free State, the U18 team that I had, the boys won game. We won 5-4. It was a miserable performance from us. Like we should have beat them fucking 8-0, but we were just giving up really sloppy, shitty bullshit. I looked at all of them and I said, "Practice is on Tuesday. Bring your sneakers. That's all. Mm-hmm. That will be it." Mm-hmm. And we never pulled out a ball. We just ran sprints and laps the entire fucking time. And because I think there was also we got two red cards in that game from a mouthing off. And I was just like, Is it all out of your system, boys? Is it all out?
Right.
Because if it's not out of your system, we can run some more. Because this is what we're now gonna do.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you have to do that, right?
So the Bees were always in control of this match.
For the most part.
Yeah. The end. Luton gave them a little bit of a push at the
It was
end.
like, what was it, 65 to about 80 minutes, Luton were pushing.
Yeah.
And Chong, I was relatively close of an offsides. I mean, ultimately, I think they got the decision right.
Yeah.
But that was close. I mean,
was very close.
Brentford could have been in a bad way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and for Luton, the key thing is keep the goal differential low, right? Don't
That's
get
huge.
blown out. Keep losing games 2-0 or 1-0. You got to keep it close.
I mean, Brentford's goals were kind of fortunate.
Oh yeah,
Number one and number three were very
yeah.
fortunate.
Oh yeah. Well, and
and from a Luton point of view, how many shots are you going to allow Brentford players to have in the box before you fucking clear the ball?
Right.
Right. That's how the third goal happened.
Yep.
Was somebody got hit in the nuts. That hit somebody's thigh, but it was a rocket and bounced off. And then you let somebody dance a little bit, and then they get another shot away, and then that was deflected, and it fell to the guy that originally hit the guy in the nuts in the first place.
Yep.
It's like, what the
Exactly.
fuck is happening? Clear the ball.
Yeah,
Somebody
get it
just
out.
put your fucking foot through it.
I think for Neil Maupay, why he's finding success at Brentford is because they're going right back to what the system was when he was there,
Yeah.
which is
Which is what made his name, exactly.
two exceptionally talented wingers up top with him, and all he has to do is just be a problem.
Is poach. Yeah, exactly.
And it's worked for him, and that's good. Honestly,
And that's how he got the first goal, was just being in the right place at the right time, being a fuckhead.
honestly, for us, it's a chance to recoup some money.
Oh, yeah.
because
Didn't help.
Yeah, just get a little something for him.
Could have got a little bit more, and maybe you wouldn't be in the boat you're in.
Well, we don't have any money for him yet because he's a loanee. So yeah. But although he has already come out in the press and been like, yeah, my time at Everton sucked. It's like, mate, you're still at Everton.
Still an employee here, yeah.
Probably should watch what you say there, stud. I mean, trust me, they're already actively trying to sell you, so you don't need to help
fuck.
it. Yep,
He does not give a fuck.
care at all. Newcastle just seemed to find a way to win at home, man. And I'm going to come out right now and say this. We were talking about, United's form recently, that they had been winning games, but it was also against teams they should be beating. And I said this, I know, God, almost 2 months ago, I was like, yeah, they're going to, after they lost to City, so it was like a month and a half ago, I was like, they're going to win a bunch of these games.
Oh, yeah, because they were against shit opposition.
Manchester United is fucking counterfeit.
Yep.
They're counterfeit.
I'm excited to play them. I think we play them in the middle of this month, I think.
Yeah, and you'll beat the shit out of them.
That's what I'm hoping, because they do not look good. So there's two things, right? There's the form table, which just takes into account results, right?
Yep.
And then there's the eye test, as
They
those
don't pass the eye
those
test.
of us in punditry like to call it. Thank you very much. They are piss poor. Then there's Champions League form, and if you look at what they're doing in the Champions League, they're
worse.
running the risk of not even having European football for the rest of the season.
Yep. They're dead last in their group currently.
The most exciting thing about this game for me, because I did fall asleep while I was listening to it in the car while Carly was inside of Home Depot working out the fridge situation for the basement. Mm-hmm. And I had the kids in the car, and I actually dozed off listening to this game. It was that fucking boring.
It was that fucking boring.
So I'm struggling to find stuff to talk about here, except the one thing that I did enjoy was Eric Ten Hag's flat cap. Why?
Because you wear a flat cap.
I like a flat cap, but I like a flat cap for a reason. Why does he? Do you reckon he just discovered Peaky Blinders for the first time and he's into it?
It might be what it is.
And he decided to pull it out? Because I've never seen it before. Just
Okay.
all of a sudden's got a flat cap on.
See, there you go.
For a Dutchman, it's very strange.
We found something to talk about this match.
Yep.
Moving on. Cherries.
I don't even remember who scored. Oh, Gordon.
Cherries are putting up results, man. They're, now I would say
this pissed me off big time.
I would say also Villa never really came out of the.
Well, they never really got going because Bournemouth were frustrating them. I mean, there was City are accused of it all the time of being actually quite chippy, despite how good they are offensively.
Yeah.
When you lose the ball,
lots of fouls in the
when
middle
City
of the
loses
field
the
is
ball,
what
there's
City-
a lot of fouls because they just
foul.
stop you from playing.
Yeah, they just foul
and they're
you.
just stupid little tic-tacky fouls that just disrupt the momentum. Bournemouth did a lot of that.
Yeah.
And Villa just couldn't stretch their legs, couldn't play.
Yeah, Mel was talking with me on the phone about it, and she was just like they're just like, it's so frustrating watching them play right now.
It was frustrating. There was a lot of chances that were missed. Again, defense doing the bulk of the work, and VAR just it knows how to put a damper on a game.
Who was the Brazilian defender that scored that they called back? Diego Carlos or somebody?
Yeah,
That would have put Phil up 2-1.
yeah.
That could have changed the entire face of the game. And from what I understand about the decision it was kind of marginal. Is that correct?
It was
Oh,
questionable.
we're going to talk about another marginal call here by the end of this segment.
No, it was questionable. And whenever, it's like you said before, whenever they do have those calls, then it stops the action. It kills the energy in the stadium.
The momentum. Yeah, everything.
Kills the momentum of the players, and it leads to injuries.
So if I was in charge for a day, king for a day,
King for a day.
the one thing that I would change about football currently,
The one thing
I would change about football, the first thing on the docket
there's a lot of options.
is the offsides rule. It has to be daylight. What advantage is being gained if my toenail is if any part of my body is in line with a defender, I should be onside.
Right.
There should be daylight. If I have a head start, I'm gaining a clear advantage.
Right.
Fine. But if my foot's here in line with you, what advantage am I gaining?
None.
So why? I've said it many times. I've heard it said many times, and I'll fucking keep banging the drum. The reason we do this is because goals are the best bit.
Yeah, it is.
Goals are the best bit of the best sport in the world. And if you're doing things nitpicky bullshit as a referee to disallow goals, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yep.
Where's the joy? Where's the fun? Where's the excitement? Where's the product? This is a fucking product you're selling us.
You know what? Take into account the atmosphere of the fans when you're making offside decisions.
Or I was just gonna say,
Why don't we do that?
You know what? Yeah.
Just
Fuck
say,
it.
or just say, hey, you went undefeated, but your starting quarterback got hurt, so we're gonna go ahead and let the one loss team go ahead. 2 of them get in instead of you, because that's
Yeah.
how we like to do things.
Just stupid.
Because Alabama brings more eyes to the TV.
It's just stupid.
I got to tell you, West Ham and Crystal Palace is exactly what we would have thought West Ham and Crystal Palace was going to be.
Fucking
Neither
dead.
team really wants to have possession.
It's especially Crystal Palace West Ham what we think it's going to be without one very particular Eberechi Eze. The only exciting player between both teams.
Yep. Yeah.
Really?
Jared Bowen's fast as hell. He's fun to watch, but
Yeah, but he's coming off a little knock. So he wasn't really stretching his legs too terribly much. There was West Ham had a couple chances here or there. I mean, both teams had a couple of chances, but this game was a midfield fuck fest.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
if
was
somebody
not
told you
happy.
ahead of time this game is going to finish 1-1, you would have went, yeah, definitely.
It was not an advert for football. I'll tell you that.
No, it was not.
If,
not
if
one
you
bit.
have somebody in your life that's willing to give football a try, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm a West Ham supporter, let's watch their game today against Crystal Palace.
No.
You have done a disservice to the sport of football,
There were-
and
there
you
were-
have turned somebody off of the game.
There were other matches you could have watched which would have been far more entertaining than
Absolutely.
that one, which would be the last one we're going to go ahead and talk about. Chelsea were lucky to not be down to 9 men, and the man who got them the brace, it was Concedo, who should have possibly have been sent off as well.
Yes, should
You
have
know?
been.
And
I think actually.
And then, Gallagher just the one knock I would have on him is he can be erratic because he's all over the pitch. When we've seen him in loan spells at other clubs, and you're starting to see him bed in very well here at Chelsea, is that sometimes he tries to do too much.
Yeah.
And when he tries to do too much, he gets himself into trouble.
And that's what he did here. Yeah.
Exactly what happened here.
He also is. I always enjoy when it's quite cold in England, and you get a rather pale lad. After running a lot, they end up essentially looking like tweaked out meth heads because they're so flush in the face, but then it's really bitterly cold. So then it's like this weird amalgamation of pale and rosy cheek situation going, and and with the hair of his, I know I'm one to talk in this particular frame, but he looked very methy. and I enjoyed it a lot.
Gotta say that wasn't a penalty for me, and I don't think VAR was doing what it was supposed to do there. I think let's go back to your situation with Newcastle. The whole point of why they said they didn't call anything is because none of it was clear and obvious, right? Now we could debate that it was or was not till the cows come home, but
I mean, the foul was, but
that's what they hide behind, is that nothing was clear and obvious. Please tell me where that was clear and obvious that Milner actively fouled him and it wasn't just two guys tangled up in each other and they fell over.
Yeah.
Like,
I tend to agree with you. I can understand why it's given. It's frustrating, but I if I was a player, I'd be pissed off that was given.
if the ruling on the field is no penalty,
Right.
VAR's
They
job
should have stuck with that. Yeah.
is to come up with only a clear and obvious error. Outside of that, they're not to talk to them. You can look at it real quick, but it wasn't clear and obvious.
Now, they also fucked up the end of the game. Mm-hmm. Brighton should have had a corner to attempt to win it.
Absolutely. But
Or draw, rather.
Yep. But they fucked it up.
So it was not made clear that the referee actually blew for a penalty to begin with. That's why the drop ball happened.
Right.
So the referee didn't make the appropriate hand signals to let us know what was happening to begin with. Right? He thought it was a handball. Had he, and really, in my opinion, what he should have done, and now this may be a little redundant because I don't want to lean on VAR much because they suck at their jobs. If something like that happens and you think it's hit his hand, you have to assume that VAR is going to catch it. Mm-hmm. Should have blown for the corner.
Yeah.
Let VAR change it. Don't blow for the penalty.
Yeah. Let VAR figure it out.
If you give the corner, you allow every option of the correct outcome of this play to happen.
Mm-hmm. And somebody may want to say, well, they're human beings. It's in the moment, blah, blah, blah. No, this is what they're paid to be able to do, to look at those situations to do it. And also, let's also then double back at the amount of times they don't call something because they want to let VAR bail them out.
Right. And it's stupid that Chelsea were gifted possession of that ball.
Yep. And then that was it.
It's
that was
a
the game.
disservice to Brighton in the largest degree.
And Brighton was playing their way back into that match.
Yeah.
I think that match could have ended 3-3.
I absolutely could have. And you never know what they're going to do. We can't say that it would or wouldn't have, necessarily. But, what we can say is they should have had the fucking opportunity to make it 3-3.
Sure money.
I lost again. And it's all because of Villa, the only leg that didn't hit. So I wrote here, Aston Villa fucked, just not how I expected. They fucked me instead of Bournemouth.
Very good.
So there is my cup of losers.
Fucking Chelsea. I missed as well.
I'm only up $53 goddamn dollars now. That's not good.
That's not good.
I know. I'm just barely into the black.
Oh, very good. Well, I
never mind.
I am up. Well, I go first, right?
Yeah. No, I was gonna say something about being married to a black woman. Forget it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, all good. I am up $361.
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
Hey, Producer Mel, did you know that 30.76923 of the time it works 100% of the time?
It's so fucking stupid.
7.69123.
Something. I don't know.
231.
Pi.
231. Like sounds like a code to something.
It's pi.
Yeah.
It's actually his password.
I am taking a 2-game parlay that would make you very happy if it all happens.
Okay.
I have Arsenal to beat Luton.
Yeah.
And I have Villa and City to draw.
Nice.
Nice. Plus 396.
Nice.
Pressure on that one.
I like it. Where's the City Villa game?
Villa Park.
I like it.
am if the double chance didn't lower the odds all the way to like 150, I would have taken double chance Villa to win or draw.
Right.
I'm bullish on Villa against City.
Speaking of Villa, I'm a little offended you didn't call the Watkins goal your goal of the week.
That was all
It
right.
was a great header.
Mid-air, he's adjusting his body and his neck to kind of swerve it around and get it in.
This is coming from an Evertonian. The man fucking one-touched it from fucking 30 yards out into the upper 90s of the opposite end. McAllister's goal was way better. It was fucking brilliant.
There's absolutely no question.
Brilliant.
There's absolutely no question.
Yeah.
And normally from that distance, you're going banana out to in from the post. Mm-hmm. He cut across it, made the goalkeeper think he had a chance and shift one direction, and the ball was always tailing back towards the corner.
Yeah, it was.
There's
oh wait,
a lot right with that.
A striker headed a ball in the goal. That's their fucking job.
Yeah. You want a fucking cookie? Do you?
Yes, it was a great header.
Time for our degenerate gambling friend Pat's pick of the week.
Like, fuck you. Next segment.
That's what you do. At least she does it with buttons and not rants about how we failed life or whatever it is you do.
Well,
all right, so this is
stop fucking disappointing me, and I wouldn't tell you about all the options I have.
I've got an option to read this email.
You walked me into that one.
Yeah, sure did. So Pat says to us, run the not good at gambling sound bit.
Not good gambling.
Because I'm now down $600.
Not good gambling.
Ouch. And really gonna sink really gonna sink the ship if I don't hit some bets during the week. I'm making a play a day during
Terrible
the
with money.
weekday matches. I'll take $100 on a draw in the Wolves-Burnley game for plus 260. $100 on the Brighton to score over 2.5 goals versus Brentford. That's going to be tough, that one. For plus 240. And $100 on both teams scoring with no draw in the Manchester City Villa game. So a double chance, Villa or City, and both teams to score.
I could see that.
Yep.
I think
that's relatively safe, and so do the bookies. That one's plus 110. And $250 for Tottenham to beat West Ham to pay out at $200. Should be a fun week. We'll talk on Thursday to see how far I'm down.
Very good.
And that was Pat speaking, obviously.
He
'Cause
talked.
I'm still up 53 bones.
Well, I'm up more than you.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, for now.
Okay.
Like I said, I did lose again. Thanks, Villa, for cock blocking me. But this week involves a very safe,
9-way parlay.
very safe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 way
9-way parlay.
6 9-way.
Get it the fuck together, Sam.
I'd rather not. I've got Wolves or Burnley in a double chance. One of them will win. There will be no draw in this game. In my opinion, Burnley are going to have a lot of confidence after their last result. They are going to leave themselves exposed to the never-ending running of Mateus Cunha.
Yep. Agreed.
Arsenal to beat Luton, done and dusted. I mean, that you just give me the money now.
It'll be a tough, ugly match because it's going to be at Kenilworth, and I think
We'll
they're
be
going to.
fine.
But I think you ultimately
We'll be fine.
are the better side.
We're top of the fucking league, mate. Show some respect. Ultimately, we're the better side against Luton. Fuck you.
Get it the fuck together, Sam.
Hopefully, you're talking about yourself. Brighton to beat Brentford. I do think Brighton will win. It is at the Amex. I don't think they're going to score a ton of goals, though. I think it's going to be 2-1. Yes, thank you. Liverpool. Now, here we go with this one. This is a three-leg same game in conjunction with everything else. Liverpool to beat Sheffield. Over 3.5 goals in the game total. And Mo Salah to score. Because I think he's going to be pissed off he didn't score against Fulham. I think he's going to get it.
Fire.
Actually, I think I'm going to hit this one. Plus, 641 is what they'll pay me on my $100
Not
bet.
good gambling.
It's the third time you heard that one.
I know. I just wanted to play it again.
Okay.
Terrible with money.
He's having
It's fine.
button confidence, Mel. It's a problem.
He enjoys pressing buttons.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, plus 641 for that. So I will be well back in charge in no time flat.
My favorite button we press isn't one I press. It's one that a chicken presses.
I don't think that means what you think it means, but Kitty.
Options.
bird flu apparently seems to be on the cards.
Kitty hit with the bees and sits at 8-4. So this week I gave her Fulham hosting Nottingham Forest. Now Kitty showed me a picture of her having a cheeky Nando's lunch with Matt Turner and Tim Ream.
Hold on 1 second. Do we get the chickens at a chicken joint? Mm-hmm. That's fucking dark.
We read the manuals. It's fine. It's a nice, healthy meat. Now, obviously, the two are teammates for the U.S. national team, but one plays for Fulham and the other one plays for Forest, so looks like... Forest. Looks like Kitty is going with
It was Fulham and fullest.
Looks like Kitty is going for a draw in this match.
One of them was full ham and the other one was full of ham. I guess.
That's how it works.
To the fullest.
Well, you know what it is when you've had a lot to eat, but not too much to eat. You're full-ish. And with that, always remember to gamble legally and responsibly.
Allow me to make a Super Troopers reference. Chicken fucker! All right. That is going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Mr. Graham, do we have any parting words today?
Yeah, I do have one thing. I didn't want to say it during... There's two things, actually. And they're both RIPs. I didn't want to say anything during either of the two games, but... well, it's actually just the one game, really. R.I.P. To Nathan Ake's manhood, because Dejan Kulusevski took it from him with that third goal. It was absolutely fucking absurd. The manner in which he was spun for that. Fuck you, bitch. I'm taking this ball. And then on a serious note, Terry Venables passed away over the weekend, and that is quite sad. Terry Venables was a great coach, went from, I believe, Crystal Palace. He was a longtime coach of Spurs, coach of England as well, but went from, like I said, I think it was Palace, coaching them to fucking Barcelona.
Wow.
And took them to a European Cup final, so the precursor to the Champions League, European Cup. Took them to a final, lost ultimately, but got them there, and I believe won La Liga with Barcelona. Mm-hmm. So, the English don't tend to travel well. No. The Brits in general don't tend to travel well off the Isles. But Terry Venables was a great ambassador for the game, by all accounts, a wonderful human being, and in the coaching sphere, was one of the first ones to go and do it, not on those shores. So very sad at his passing. Obviously a Spurs legend as well. I think he won them their last bit of silverware, a League Cup in 1912 or some shit, whatever it was. No, it was in the 60s, I think. Anyway, but just by all accounts, a good all-around human being, and very sad that he passed.
All right, good. I have one as well, just a... quick shout out to my team's first captain when I became a fan of Everton. Phil Jagielka has hung it up after 805 matches in his career.
Wow.
Did that between Sheffield, Everton, back to Sheffield, small stint at Derby County, and then to Stoke. And played for the men's England national team, and just... an all-around fantastic defender. Just a good
Stoke
player.
Seems like a good fit.
Yeah.
For Jagielka, actually.
Yeah, that's where he ended the career. And we talk about just good classic players, right? Like people who did the thankless work, did it very well, and went very unrecognized for what they did. Phil was one of those kind of guys, in a world where everybody paid attention to what Rio Ferdinand did as a defenseman, or Vincent Kompany, or just there was a bevy of people that would get looked over.
Yep.
Jagielka, and Jagielka was just Mr. Steady.
Absolutely.
He was rarely hurt. He was always healthy. He was always on the pitch.
You don't rack up 805 appearances by being hurt all the fucking time.
He was always that. Why is Seamus Coleman such a great team captain? Because his team captain before that was Phil Jagielka.
Yeah.
That's why
he learned from one of the best.
Yeah, he learned from one of the best. So, best of luck in the rest of your adventures in your life, and a player I will always remember fondly for Everton.
That was one of the players that I tried to recruit for the Arsenal.
Yep.
When we went to go see their training session at RFK.
You ended up getting Arteta instead, so it worked out well for you. And
We
you
did
got him
just
as your
fine.
coach as well. So
We did just
very
fine.
much.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Next up is Injury Time, where we're going to chat about the beers we've been drinking. We're going to check in on our fantasy soccer teams. And then, of course, we're also going to preview the midweek's action. That's right. There will be 2 shows this week, everybody. We'll also be recording Thursday night as well. And should somebody want to find Patreon Instagram, how do they go about doing it?
It is www.patreon.com/DFootball show, and just sign up to that $5 tier. You get all of the cool extras that Sam's talked about, as well as invites to the whiskey show, and some other stuff, which is pretty cool that we do from time to time around very random, weird holidays.
Absolutely.
Just because we fancy it.
It's how we roll. It is how we roll.
And it's almost always super awkward, very cringe, but it's so much so that it's enjoyable.
It's slightly homoerotic.
And if you're really nice to us, sometimes you get invited to do those videos also. I believe Gecko got some free popcorn and a show.
And he got to watch.
Gecko always likes to watch.
If you're watching on the stream,
Sorry, Geck.
yeah,
Geck.
yeah. If you're
Geck.
watching on the stream, I'll try to say this again. Please stick around. We're getting ready to do the DU Does EFL show. We're going to talk about the championship. There was a little bit of midweek action for both League One and League Two, but the most important thing, second round of the FA Cup was this weekend, Sam.
Yes, it was.
We got multiple National League and National League North and South teams.
The sad bit was
On to the
not
third round.
not Paper Mill FC or
Well,
whatever.
they were already
called.
gone. Horsemen on their technicality.
They came
got
back, but they got knocked out.
They
Yeah,
got that
that's
shit
sad.
kicked out of them.
Yeah. So, but make sure you check that out. Absolutely. And
Don't need to worry about the.
That's
Don't
the
need to worry
most-
about the Horton's Nest. We got the stone now. Made in stone. The fucking stone.
is that where Lannisters live?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly.
The that was the most passive aggressive I've ever heard you about me interrupting you.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
That's pitiful from you,
Yeah,
actually.
It was a long fucking
Did you lose
weekend.
confidence in yourself there in your rant?
No, not at all. Just don't, you know what? Sometimes you're not inspiring enough to be
Mel,
angry
push the
at.
button. It's over now. Fuck it.
Till next week, everybody.
Good night.
And you're back.
Hello, everybody who's sticking around. We're going to talk the English Football League now.
Football League.
Yeah. All right, good. We ready to do it, Mel?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. That's always the answers you like to hear.
Asked and answered. Ask me again.
Are you ready?
Yup.
Yay. The real question is are you ready? No, I'm not, because normally you need to have the volume for the sounder to start the show up.
No one
She
asked
doesn't
me if
have
I
it.
was ready.
Yeah, we don't care.
Thanks.
You know what? Your head was in your phone. That clearly told me you were ready.
Yeah, it's true. That is my signature I'm ready pose.
A lot of midweek action, but like I said, the big thing, Mr. Graham, the magic of the cup, baby.
It was brilliant.
Right in the fucking veins.
Come on. The
Like a
first
sweet
weekend of
drug.
January is going to be great. Start the
Start
show.
the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston. Sam Houston? Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of a lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Graham, hey. Sam Graham. Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to DU Does the EFL show, a completely biased, brief recap of the English Football League as told by two common American schmucks. I'm your host, Sam Houston. Across the way from me is Mr. Samuel Graham. How we doing, buddy?
Doing very well. Still. Thank you.
Excellent. And this time, fading out perfectly, if only if it was up when the show had started. On the ones and twos? Question mark?
Well, on the twos. The one didn't happen.
Yeah. Producer Mel. How we doing over there, Producer Mel?
I'm noticing you're doubling up on the nieces there. A Stella and an Abby.
Yes, Estella and Abby.
There you go.
Trying to distract from the fact that she fucked up the start of the show.
But
Yeah.
If a fuck up never is recorded, then did the fuck up ever really happen?
so the
Live fucking video.
this is
Of
the
what? You
this
go
is the-
back and look at the video. There's nothing to see.
this is
There's
the
nothing
game.
to hear.
This is the game cam on the trail when the tree fell and nobody else was around.
It doesn't have the. She said there's nothing to hear. Exactly. That was the fucking problem. We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out wherever you get podcasts. Of course, you can stream with us live every single Monday night on Twitch and on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and all that fun stuff.
Are we streaming Thursday?
We're gonna do a Zoom. Yeah, so we'll stream on Thursday.
No, we'll stream the Zoom.
Yeah, we'll stream the
Oh,
Zoom.
sweet.
Yeah, we'll do that as well.
Oh, your new backdrop will be here, and you won't be here.
Yeah. I like my backdrop at home better anyway. Bitches.
Should you want to chat with us, there's many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get
I
in
didn't
touch.
like the way y'all looked at me
Yeah,
at
well,
the
you
same time.
you know
Y'all were
what?
simpatico when you're disappointed faces.
Well, here, allow me to give you a third disappointed face.
Felt
You,
very attacked.
you know,
I had
you,
to defend myself.
you told me I wasn't my snippy self. So when I see you just walking off to the edge of the fucking plank, I'm like, yeah, let him do it himself. He's not paying attention.
Careful. There's two of y'all. I got two elbows. I'll Ollie McBurney ya. I'll
there
do
we
the
go.
Scottish business here if I need to.
I'll call in your daughter.
All right, so it's at DU Football Show on all the social medias and DU Football Show to get in touch via email.
That's great because
obviously.
one daughter will chase him out of the room, and then the other daughter just won't even care.
The other daughter calls him Miss Sammy.
Yeah, that's a thing now.
We're drinking the same shit we've been drinking already. Let's go ahead and get into the championship.
You want to know the other thing she does?
Uh-huh.
I'll be like, Carly will go, hey, Cameron, my back hurts. And Cameron goes, okay, Sam.
Oh, damn.
Mocking my back pain.
Yeah.
Chronic.
Your 3-year-old trolls you.
Yeah. Consistently.
It is definitely Carly's daughter.
Oh, big time.
Championship corner.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh no!
So Ipswich, Leeds, and Southampton all got 2 victories over the week. But the Foxes won on the weekend, but they can only manage a draw at Sheffield Wednesday in the midweek, 1-1.
Yeah, that's stupid from them.
So while they still have a comfortable 9-point lead on Leeds, a 10-point lead on Southampton, their top spot's only 1 point over Ipswich now.
Ipswich has been clawing that early lead back, and they're playing very, very fucking well.
Yeah.
I would love to see Ipswich back in the Premier League.
That would be great to see them get back up. It really would.
I really hope they do. Honestly, I think it'd be a ton of fun if Norwich came back up simply to see 2 Old Farm derbies in one season.
Yeah, it would be fun. Well,
in the Premier League.
Right. Well, I mean, the good news is we are going to be able to see it, this year because they're both
of the championship
together, which is good. But it'd be
Norwich
great to see
I don't think Norwich are playing very well, are they?
They're mid-table. They're like 12th right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's long enough in the season they can claw back, but I just, Ipswich, we always kind of root for somebody that either hasn't been there for a while or has never been there at all. And I think Ipswich are who I'm hanging my hat on this
And
this time
Ipswich was
around.
also a team that went all the way down to League One and
came back up.
So,
Yeah.
You definitely kind of, that's who you automatically kind of want to root for.
Yeah, I
those
hope
type
so.
of teams. QPR got 2 massive wins over the week. Now, they are still in the drop, but they've moved to 22nd place instead of 24th place, which is great.
It's huge.
They're only now 4 points away from safety and 5 points away from being in 16th place.
Yeah.
So that's a turnaround.
A big turnaround. Absolutely.
And then along with the draw on Wednesday that they had gotten, they also beat Blackburn 3-1 as well. So again, Blackburn, I'm sorry. I'm completely said that sentence wrong. Excuse me. Along with the draw, Wednesday also got a win over Blackburn, but they still sit in last place.
Don't worry, I'll edit that out.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. You won't, though. That's the problem.
She might edit it out, but what she's now remembering is there's a live stream that people are watching.
Yeah, which is fine,
As,
which I don't mind.
Taylor said it's in the video documents. The video documents.
Exactly. See, there's a comment you were looking for, Mr. Graham. And teams to keep an eye on in a good way. West Brom and Hull City fill out the rest of the playoff spots. And in a bad way, Stoke, Swans, and Millwall are all only 5 points clear of safety, along with Huddersfield, who's only 4 points clear of safety. And they've been struggling in the championship since their relegation back in 2019.
Yeah, because they're on a shoestring budget, Huddersfield. And the Warlock did what he needed to do to keep them safe. But when he comes in, it usually leaves a little bit of a wake of destruction.
Yeah.
From time to time.
Makes a team spend a little too much money on somebody that he needs, and that person always works. He gets it
and they
done.
always saves the team.
Yeah.
However, or gets them up or whatever, but it usually ends up being a financial burden on the club.
Yep. Only one match in League One over the weekend because of the obvious FA Cup stuff. But during the midweek, Pompey got 2 wins and are back on top of the league again.
Yep,
and
good.
Oxford and Bolton, the one that we said we were going to keep an eye on, ended up being a 0-0 draw.
Great.
Yeah. So
Sure wanted
Pompey's,
to see that.
hey, Pompey's back at the top. That's all
all
we
that
care
matters.
about.
Yeah.
For me, I'm already decided I wanted to be Pompey and Bolton. I don't care which one's first, which one's second, but those I wanted to see
automatically
those two get
promoted.
the automatic promotion. That's what I'm rooting for.
Up. Yeah.
Reading won 5-1 over Carlisle, and they're now in 23rd, so they're no longer dead
They're in
last.
a lot of financial difficulty
Still,
too, Reading.
it's fucking something. It's
Yeah.
fucking something, right? And Wigan won as well, and they're now sitting in 14th place, and it feels like finally the point deduction is no longer an issue. They're finally,
Oh yeah, in 14th. I mean, they're clear of it now. They're comfortably mid-table.
Yeah, where, I mean, now the sad part is that you don't lose those points, you're probably in third or fourth,
Right.
Yeah. Which is where they probably deserve to be, but I don't think that they're going to. Maybe they claw their way into a playoff spot, but I don't foresee
But
it personally.
in a 24-team league, and you're playing 46 games,
Yeah.
you have every opportunity to make up a point deduction. I mean, it's a point deduction in those two leagues are less harmful than they are in the Premier League because there's more opportunity to make it up.
Yeah, because there's 24 teams.
There's
got
more games.
More fucking games.
A lot more games.
Yep.
So there's an extra 24 points up for grabs because they play 8 more games in the Premier League. Do.
Yep.
So it's it's sad that it had to happen. I mean, Wigan are a decent sized club. They've got some history. They, under one of your former managers, Roberto Martinez, beat City in the FA Cup final. Remember?
Absolutely, it's why,
in the season they
we hired them.
In the season they were relegated.
Yeah.
So they played in the Europa League as a championship club. And for them to now Ben's told us multiple times that he's from Wigan. Remember,
that's his club. Yep.
That it is a rugby town. Sometimes it's a little difficult to get people to show up to the stadium there.
Yeah.
So, when we saw them in the Prem for the first 3 months, they were, packed the stadium every fucking week. And then as they started to not get results, we saw people kind of stay away from the ground. And then as they plummeted down the leagues, it's not been a good situation for them.
And they become a bit of a yo-yo team between the championship and League One, which isn't good for them financially because where they really should be as a club is a championship side. That's where
mid-table
they should
championship is where they should
occasionally,
be. Agree.
Occasionally they have a magic season. They get up to the Prem and they go down, and then they're back in the championship again. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly how it should be.
But these last few years, yo-yoing between League One and the championship have not been good for them.
So
it's good. It's good to see that they're overcoming all their shit.
Just the midweek for League Two saw a ton of draws for most of the top sides. Stockport, Wrexham, and Mansfield Town. Would it shock you to hear that Mansfield Town had a draw this week?
No.
Yeah, exactly. They're at 9-9-1. Borough did get the win, and that moved them.
Undoing all the good work that you do. It's like just pissing points away.
Just lots of draws. But all of them drew, but Borough did get a win, which jumped them over the Stags into third place currently. Aki lost to Swindon Town 4-3. And slid into ninth place.
Yeah,
so.
not great.
Yeah.
Need them to go on a little bit of a run and try to get back, at least maintain some playoff position here.
Right, precisely. None of that matters, Graham. None of it matters. Why?
Well, we had the FA Cup second round this weekend.
They just put it right
there
in the fucking veins.
There is going to be a lot of shit to keep track of on the first Saturday of January. And I am here for it, excited about it, and can't. This is the magic. This is why we do it. Sam, please tell everybody who's advanced to the third round of the FA Cup, please.
We're only focusing on a couple of teams, but right off the bat, the National League leaders, Chesterfield Town, have advanced 1-0 over Leyton Orient.
I heard they're getting a little full of themselves. They're kind of chesty, Mel.
Chesterfield.
There is somebody Carly knows with the last name of Sickles. They're having a child, the guy and his wife Carly works with. They're naming their child Summer. Summer Sickles. I said they should have went with either Ice or Pop.
Yeah, Ice or Popsicles.
Yeah, I thought that'd be good. Icicles, Popsicles. No good.
Yeah,
I thought it was great. Tegan said they should name their kid Bye.
Bicycles. Bicycles.
Oh, Jesus.
I want to ride my bicycle.
Yeah, maybe not.
Chesterfield will head to Watford in the third round, and Watford's been meh in the championship, so that's a great opportunity. That's how it went for Wrexham last year. They had gotten, Coventry City was doing fairly well, but they got Coventry City, kind of one of those teams that didn't really focus on the cup, and that's how they advanced.
I've always had a question.
Yeah, what's up?
I don't know that I've ever asked it to anybody. Why is Watford known as the Hornets, even though their badge is a moose?
I have no fucking clue. I really don't know.
And there's somewhere in there's a joke about being horny and playing chesty.
Yeah.
But I'll leave it.
You're just digging for dad jokes right now.
Yeah.
Put the shovel down, walk away. You're only digging yourself a bigger ditch, my friend.
Got my New Balance on.
Maidstone. The Stone, baby. The motherfucking Stone.
That's right.
From the National League South, beat the aforementioned Borough 2-1. And we don't know who yet. It'll be either Stevenage or Port Vale, but they will be fucking hosting. Get in!
Yes.
Yes, it's going to be.
And they're hosting lower league opposition, which means there's every opportunity to advance to the fourth round.
Every fucking opportunity. It's going to be brilliant. It's like there's already games. It's like, well, that's like, as long as it's not going off at the same time as my game, that'll be the game I'll be watching.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to throw stones at it.
They're called the Hornets because they were yellow and black.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
It's fucking stupid.
Look at Mel producing something.
That
Well
is
done.
fucking stupid.
Well done, producer Mel.
That is so stupid. Badges of Moose, Sam.
Yeah.
The Hornets.
Yeah. 6th place in the National League, Eastleigh FC defeated the woeful Reading 2-1. And they will now be traveling to Newport County or Barnett. Also, again, lower league opposition.
Barnett's actually close to me heart.
Yeah, that's right up there in North London, right?
Yeah, and Arsenal do, not a charity thing, it's kind of rude to say, but they always do a preseason friendly with them to give them the opportunity to make a shit ton of money right before the season
Yeah,
starts.
pack the fucking stadium.
But
exactly.
I can't let it go because I could just hear a Cockney dickhead in a pub, a little pissed. You go, hey, so why are they called the Hornets, right, as a stupid American person? And they just look back, well, it's black and yellow, isn't it? It's black and yellow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck you. That's annoyed me beyond belief. I fucking hate that.
I remember. The town's called Gillingham, but their nickname is the Gills. Fucking
I
England.
hate them too.
Whenever England wants to give a shit about being American, just look at the shit they do. Gee, look in the mirror, England. Look in the motherfucking mirror.
But half of your towns have 3 names. Newcastle on Trent. Or Newcastle on Tyne.
Give you a throwback here. I did it from watching you, Dad!
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Aldershot FC is from the National League, has a replay with League Two's top club, Stockport. They tied them 2-2 at Aldershot, so you have to imagine Stockport's probably going to have the advantage on this next one. Mm-hmm. Also happening from the National League North, side called Alfreton FC play at home to Wassel, so a second League Two team. So an opportunity there. Certainly it's in your building, right?
Yeah.
Small world. Alfreton is owned by Michael Hitchcock. That's right. Hitch, the owner of your Annapolis Blues FC.
Seriously?
They play this Wednesday.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah. That's one of the first clubs he got into ownership of.
That's pretty good. Is he part of a group or does he own it outright?
He's part of a group.
It's his group and he's the primary head of it. So there's always his group has clubs, and then there's people that then invest locally, right? So like with Annapolis, that's why you had like Kyle Beckerman invest. Like he never came to a match or anything, but he's from the area, so that's why he invested into the club.
I gotcha.
Yeah, but it's his management group that runs the clubs and gets the establishments and gets the everything rolling with all of that, and then he gets local investors to help come in on the club too.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You know, Alfreton sounds like an old black mechanic from Louisiana. It's got a small soft pack of Newports in his breast pocket that he just taps.
Oh, no.
Picks
Not
one out of?
Not Newports.
Fugs.
Cool Milds.
Yeah, cool mild.
He's an old
Right.
black man. It's a cool mild.
Soft pack.
Yeah, definitely
Just
a
so
soft
he
pack.
he just taps his breast
Pops it
pocket.
up.
Don't even have to touch it with his hands.
Yeah, your transmission shot. It's going to cost you. You go anyplace else, it's going to cost you $2,000. But me, I'll do it for $5. It'll be all right.
Also, always talks with the cigarette in his mouth.
Yes.
Never leaves his mouth.
Yeah, there's always lit
It
in his mouth.
just popping up and down.
Just popping
I
up and down.
fucking love everything about it.
All right.
Alfreton.
So there we go.
Goes by Alf.
We've already got a couple of great storylines.
I
and
love
stuff to
everything
talk
about it. Yeah,
we're gonna
absolutely.
do that kind of preview closer to the first week of January, where we kind of talk about a bunch of different teams and all of that. And that'll probably be one of our main show weeks, to be honest. But I figure we'll do some of it on that and some of it on this, so that we can kind of share the wealth.
Yeah, absolutely. The FA Cup third round preview show is always one of my favorite shows that we do every year, because we get to see and learn about some clubs that nobody's ever fucking heard of.
Yep.
And that's the point. That's the magic. That's the storyline that we all kind of crave. Everybody loves an underdog. Yeah. And then weird shit happens, because if you get Newcastle going to a League One side, security isn't great. So you get a Willycopter on television.
Yep.
Like, that's the kind of stuff that we love. It's
Or it's at a National League pitch, and they don't have heated fields, and a groundskeeper has to stay up all fucking night long with heaters keeping the pitch ready.
and then becomes friends with us.
Yes,
Like,
that is
that's-
why we love this shit.
It's awesome. Like this is the stuff of dreams, right? I mean, literally, technically, a team that we could be playing for could be headed to the Emirates.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You know, a team that would be happy to have me in my current state could be heading to the Emirates.
Exactly. I fucking love it. All right. Well, I'm
So
assuming
next
year,
week you're gonna have a new host.
because you're going to go play for Alfrington.
I'm going, and somebody's gonna have to take care of my family.
Well, you already missed out on your tryouts at Annapolis.
Oh, Hitch could have transferred me. Fuck.
Yeah, could have happened.
God damn it.
Well, then it would have been on his dime to move you out there.
Shit. I fucked it again. Admin.
Till next week, everybody.
Good night. Stupid, stupid, stupid.